Caroline Phillips from Caroline in the Capital is here with a rundown of all the must-know events that are coming up in the nation's capital. Welcome back to the show. Wait, that's not Caroline. Who is your little friend you brought in with you today?
Thanks, Melissa. I thought I would bring in my date from the Snowball last night. But like, to be totally honest, we're not really getting along. I don't think it's going to last that much longer. In fact, I predict it's going to be over by the spring.
Uh-oh.
I would set him up with you, but I think he would find you way too hot.
I mean, I would melt him.
That's right, you got it.
We want him to melt, though, right? We want spring to arrive. Fitting, because last night you went to the Snowball. Tell us about this
beautiful
event.
Evening. It was held at 50 Sussex. It was in support of the Snowsuit Fund, a local charity. It purchases and distributes snowsuits to children in need in our community. This year, it gave out 20,000 snowsuits, which shows you the demand, right? And it was a great winter for a snowsuit, right? A lot of snow. You really wanted to get out there. So, so it was a beautiful evening. There was food, there were drinks. Notable guests include Sophie Gregoire. I also had a really nice conversation with Megan Davis. She's the partner of the Ottawa Senators, Jake Sanderson. And she was telling me how much she loves to volunteer once a year at the depot in Vanier for the Snowsuit Fund, handing out the snowsuits to the kids and helping them choose the ones that they really like. It was just, it was nice. She's very rewarding experience for her. We had live dancing, we had a live auction. It was very exciting. There was a prize to the Yukon that was won by Saxon House, and it was kind of cool because she had just like tapped her phone. She didn't even know what she was buying a raffle ticket for, and now she's going to the Yukon.
Amazing.
So,
fun night for a great cause. Let's talk about some events coming up in our city, including Women's Day. So many events happening for this one.
You're right. So it's like officially this Sunday, but honestly, this is one of those days that actually lasts a week or a month. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm personally going to be at City Hall tomorrow at an event with Rosalie Silverman Abella. She's a retired Supreme Court judge. There's also an amazing lunch that's happening at the National Arts Center that Catherine Landry is hosting. But like I said, stuff going on throughout the city, throughout the community during the whole month. And really what this day is about is celebrating women's achievements, cultural, political, social. It's about, a drive for change, how things could even be better. So
many great events. Okay, something else that is coming up, we have Visionaries Breakfast.
Right, so this is for Queensway Carleton Hospital, and it will be at Brookstreet Hotel, and it will celebrate some of the people that have really been longtime supporters of the hospital. It will share some stories from former patients, and some of these stories are life-saving stories, how the hospital has helped them. And I will mention QCH. It serves a lot of people living in Stittsville, Barrhaven, Canada, Nepean. It's a growing part of our community. So the demands for the hospital are also growing. It's looking to do an expansion. It wants to more than double the size of its emergency department. It wants to bring in more inpatient beds, and it wants to expand its ambulatory care services. So a lot going on for this hospital.
Okay. And last but not least, one that will have you laughing. It's Laughter the Cure.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you had some folks on. So this is volunteers that are writing their own stand-up comedy material, performing in front of hundreds of people. And raising funds for the Ottawa Cancer Foundation, which provides community-based services for cancer patients and their families. And I promise you there's going to be no throwing of rotten tomatoes at this event. It's going to be all fun.
Absolutely. And I love that they have the pros and the joes.
Yes.
Kind of, you have that little bit of combination. And good for the joes for getting up and standing, because this is not their forte.
I couldn't do it.
Right? You're standing up being a stand-up comedian. I mean, that's hard to do. So sounds like a really great event for a great cause. Thank you so much for joining us today. And people can follow all your adventures online as well. So you can head to our website, carolineinthecapital.ca, or you can also follow her on Instagram with the same handle.